Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is the newest installment in the Mario franchise that has been running strong since 1983. The newest game was published by Nintendo and was developed by Nintendo One-Up Studio, Nintendo Entertainment Analysis and Development, and Nintendo EAD Tokyo, and was produced by Yoshisaki Kazumi. The game was created for the Nintendo Switch and was published on February 12th of 2021. The game is of the platform variety, and you can play solo, as you see me here playing now, or you can play with up to 4 different people. One major difference that I could tell almost immediately was the change in both graphics and character movement. In past games, in the world maps, you could only follow the paths laid out for you. Yet, with this new one, you can go off the beaten path, although you have to clear each level to get to the final boss area and then on to the next world. The plot for the game is similar to the other Mario games out there, but instead of having to rescue Princess Peach, you have to rescue each world's Sprixie from Bowser's grasp. Like I stated previously, character movement along with graphics has improved greatly, but still keeps to its cartoon roots. Along with the normal character movement of forward, backward, side to side, and jumping, this game does include some new features that I found interesting, like being able to climb up walls as Cat Mario. Now, since this is the first Mario game that I have played in literal years, it could be that these were included in the game already and I just didn't know. However, I did find the fact that you can become a literal cat that walks on all 4 legs extremely adorable. And you might see in some of these clips that I prefer to be the cat version of Mario over just being plain old Mario. Nothing against the guy, but other than jumping on enemies, you really can't do anything with him. The Super Mario 3D World isn't the only area that you can play. No. Let me introduce you to Bowser's Fury, an entirely new map that you can play on top of the quote-unquote base game. Gone is your limit on only having a certain amount of lives, and enter an open world. You play as Mario, joined by Bowser Jr., and your goal is to save the land of Lake Lapcat from an evil black goo that has taken control of the Koopa King. Along with exploring the world, every few minutes Bowser will pop up exploding with fury, hence the name of the map, which sends the world into an apocalyptic storm. This will end in only a few minutes, but it can be overcome. There are several ways that you can do this. One way is to directly confront Bowser, and then the other way is by reaching a catshine, which is this game mode's main collectible. Unlike in other Mario games where you basically have free reign on where and when things get done, in this mode of the game, you have to be ready at a minute's notice to deal with Bowser and his tantrums. With the game's music, I found myself, more often than I'd like to admit, jamming out to it, and it put me in a happy mindset for the remainder of both my game and day. The music itself has a happy-go-lucky feel to it. However, the sudden changes once you get to a particularly hard boss, or when you're fighting Bowser himself, is still on the happy side of things, yet the game adds dark tones to it, which I found was a nice touch. This game really doesn't have anything new when it comes to combat. Like, yes, you can get fire powers from a fire flower to shoot fireballs at your enemies, and you can become a gigantic to stomp on your enemies if you get a Mega Mushroom, but those have already been in the game from past games. However, this game does include some new ones that I personally quickly came to love as much as the older ones. One of these was a floating bell that gives you cat powers, or the Takuni leaf, which, as the name suggests, lets you float like a leaf. Now, like I stated earlier in the review, this is the first time I have played a Mario game in a few years, so please forgive me if my examples were already in the game. Overall, I give this game a score of top of the mountain for its improved game movement, graphics, game design, and with the inclusion of a new world with constant and ever-evolving challenges, making me want to come back to both portions of the game over any other game in my current collection.